A lot of you have been asking me so many questions in my comments about the play clipper, and I have the best video possible to give you all the best inside information on this. So today, without insulting anyone or having to listen to any bullshitters, we have a genuine clipper review. I am certain all of you will be happy to watch. So let's get into it.
Welcome to this review of the TPOB Play. I've been trialing it for the last 2 days, so let's take a look and see what it's all about, and you can make a decision whether or not you should be buying one of these. Now, a quick disclaimer, I'm not getting paid for this review. I did ask TPOB to send this out to me, and he kindly did, so I have a free clipper, but I'm not earning anything from it, and there is a link down below which I won't be earning from either, so you can trust the review. I'm going to be harsh. I'll give you an honest opinion, and then let you decide.
What I like about this guy is that he is straight to the point with no bullshit. No ridiculous intros of him flying in on a UFO or pulling up in a Lamborghini. It's just a good light and nice sound. This is all people want with reviews. Okay, let's get back into this.
Here's the clipper itself. Comes with a transportation guard on it, so I'm going to remove that. And the very first feature that we're all interested in is the XO blade. Now, the XO blade has these grooves in the back. I spoke to TPOB about it. I asked him why is there these long grooves down the back of the blade, and he tells me the reason for that is that it retains oil better. So
may I also add that TPOB now provides a chunk blade that you can put on your play, which is basically more of a taper blade. I just wanted to add that in because some of you like to mix it up, and I'm letting you know we do have different options available to suit you all.
That's maybe a way to keep the blade cool, these little grooves. Very interesting innovation that. And inside this blade, there's actually another very interesting innovation which we're going to come to. A range of guards as standard. These are half all the way up to number 4.
I feel anything higher than a number 4, you should be using your shears. And if someone comes in and asks for a number 8, you need to remove them from your barbershop immediately.
Unfortunately, they don't have metal clips. They're plastic guards. They do clip quite well, absolutely fine, very solid, and nothing wrong with them. I like a metal clip on the back of my guard, but it does hold. And thankfully, it's actually universal. So I tried it with other guards from other clippers and it worked just fine. You can see that it actually clips on a wall guard also. So pretty universal blade size.
And yes, so many of you asked this question. So now you know. Yes, you can use the wall guards on the play. I personally prefer the ones that come with the play. But for you who annoy me about this, well, now you can see with your own eyes.
The clipper has this ergonomic thumb rest, which is quite nice to rest your thumb in, and on the back, these little bumps, which really feel nice in the hand. I like that. I like that there's some ergonomic thought put into this, and it's really built for every hand because these kind of bumps are quite wide, and it's just going to rest your 2 fingers. Certainly holding it for a couple of days, it feels very comfortable to work with.
Yes, unless you're a Sasquatch, the play fits all hand sizes and is extremely comfortable, even after hours of holding.
That's amplified by the fact that you have this green plastic body here. Now that plastic body is soft to the touch. It feels nice to hold in the hand. And as you can see, if you're a bit of a diva, there's a pink one, and there's also a black one if you don't like to be a show-off. If I'm making video, I'm probably going to use a green one because it pops out on video.
So in other words, if you're too cool to admit you like pink, you can play it safe and just use black. It all depends on what type of barbershop you work in, I guess.
And then he's also provided these little TPOB branded tags as well, so you can change it and customize the color. It's also possible to buy other colors, so there's white and this kind of dull grey as well if you want to have a white or a grey clipper. So TPOB...
Seriously, what other brand puts in this much effort and still keeps the prices fair? I'll tell you who. Nobody.
Calls this the 5-click stretch lever arm. Okay, now it does open up very long, this bottom blade. There's a fair range on it. Now on the box it says that it opens up to a true number 1. And now I don't know what he means by that. I don't know if he means that this number 1 is the same length as the blade pushed all the way forward, or if this is a true 3mm. But I did test it and I want to show you what that test looked like. This is cutting with a number 1, and then this is cutting with the lever fully extended, and you can see that there's a difference in length here because After I cut with the number 1, I cut with the lever extended, and there is some hair coming off. That said, this lever does extend longer than a half. And the trend right now in barbering is tapering. So really a great feature is a lever that will extend the blade forward quite a fair bit, so you have a good range on the lever. It seems slightly longer than other clippers on the market, and that's a good thing if you're cutting tapers because you're not back and forth.
That's exactly true. This will make tapering insanely detailed. Unlike other clippers, you won't be able to access these smaller detailed areas.
Forwards with the guards as much. You can just operate and use that range that's on the lever. That's going to cut down on the amount of time that you're messing around. So may not be all the way to a number 1, but the extra range is of great benefit, especially given current trends. Let's take a look at some of the more interesting features under the hood. So I'm going to remove these screws and we'll take a look at the blade. So look at this. Have you ever seen a blade that looks like that before? Look at these little compartments inside this Acme Exo blade. Now, I was puzzled by this when I saw that. I thought, why is there these little compartments? Those compartments are actually oil reservoirs, and that's going to help to keep your blade cool.
Yes, while other brands are trying to copy each other on designs and looks, we focus on areas you won't even see, but make the performance much more beneficial. So yeah, maybe you all might appreciate that.
You have more oil housed in here. There's probably, I would guess, probably less friction. So if I place the moving blade on top, you can see that it sits just on those oil reservoirs. You see how it doesn't kind of, even as the blade slides forward and back, there could be some oil sitting in here, and the blade's going to pick that up and just pull it forwards as you move it around. Now that would probably keep the blade cooler. Certainly I did notice that the blade was much cooler when I was cutting. So I don't know if it's to do with the oil reservoirs or possibly because there's less metal on this blade, but it's certainly a cooler blade to work with.
Well, actually it's both. And yes, keeping your blades cooler allows you more cutting time and avoids giving your client that red raw skin you see sometimes after a haircut.
Also provided is this special tool, which is to help you get your blade back together. This is a blade realignment tool. So you can see that that tool, it just fits perfectly in the blade. It sits there like that, and you would place your other blade on top of it, and it clicks, and you can see that it just lines up absolutely perfectly there. So I'm going to put it back together. I'll use this handy blade realignment tool and just fit everything back together. It should all click back in. I hope I'm doing this right. Seems correct. Quite easy to put back together.
If you're unsure on how to do this, please ask a senior barber or someone in your barbershop with a brain. Don't try gap it crazy tight and end up cutting clients. Please, barbers, be sensible.
So there's the blade in. I've got this tool jammed in between the two blades. I'm going to pull that out. There we go. And there's no wiggle on the blade. Something that intrigues me about this clipper is that it's a patented design. It's new to the industry. It's something we haven't seen before. And what's special about it? It has a constant torque technology, which means that it will never pull hair. It will speed up and it will adjust and it will work harder to make sure it's always running at a constant speed.
The play clipper is amazing for all types of hair. And with this, it will never struggle, making cutting hair easy.
It does have 2 speed settings on the lever on the side. That'll go from 6,000 RPM to 7,500 RPM. Now, a lot of clippers in recent years have been going even faster than that. But does it matter? What's important is the correct speed for cutting. What's the optimal speed for cutting? Now, the very first haircut I cut with this was a man from Hong Kong who had very coarse hair. And I cut on the slower setting. It allowed that hair to feed nicely into the blade. I actually think if you're going too fast, some of these clippers that go too fast, it doesn't allow the hair enough time to feed into the teeth of the clipper. So having that option to slow down on coarse hair, I think is better.
This is a man who knows what he is talking about. Some Asian hair can be extremely thick, but this is no struggle for the powerful play.
And it doesn't sound like it's chugging like a tractor. When you switch it on, it's relatively quiet. What about battery life? Well, I charged it up when I got it. It says that it has a 5-hour runtime. I've been using it for 2 days, haven't had to charge it yet. You will have to charge it for 3 hours though, and this is the mains charger that it comes with. Nice little stand, has rubber feet, and sits quite secure on the tabletop. Personally,
Yes, the Play does have a 5-hour runtime battery life, so it's very unlikely you will run out of battery.
I don't like having my favorite clipper on charge, so I'd probably get 2, and then I have 1 on charge and 1 in use, and I just swap them over. It's much faster that way. With the battery, there is this little LED light, and that light will go red when it's running low and will flash red when it's nearly empty. What is my overall conclusion with this clipper? Well, I like to be led by my actions when it comes to clippers, and what I've been doing is I'm picking up this clipper. Even though I have a whole range of clippers, this is the one that I'm choosing to pick up because I actually feel like it's my new favorite, even though I've only been using it for 2 days. Because the trend is moving more towards tapered haircuts, I like the fact that I have so much range on this lever, so I'm reaching for it a lot more. I also think that this is a really aggressive move from TPOB in the industry. It's innovative, it's new, it's challenging the norms. I personally feel a little bit insulted by some of the clippers that the clipper industry has been throwing out at us. It's almost like a race to the bottom. Who can be the cheapest? Cheap casings, cheap blades. The blades are dreadful nowadays. I don't really like them. Cheap levers. And it's very frustrating, and that's why you hardly ever see me do a clipper review. I don't like to do reviews on products that I don't like. So I'm really refreshed by this from TPOB. It's a move in the right direction, I feel. The innovative blade, I like the oil reservoirs, I like the 2 speeds, it's very comfortable, it's quite well thought out as a main clipper that you would work with in your hand most of the day. Okay, so remember what I said at the start, I am not being paid by TPOB, and I certainly don't want to be given a favourable review to something that's terrible, but my opinion on it right now is this probably is about the best clipper on the market. I can't think of a clipper that I like more than this right now. I'm going to keep using it, and you'll know that because you'll see it in my tutorial videos. I may opt for something else, but I really do like this. Great move forward. Love the innovation. I hope that you've enjoyed my review of this TPOB Play clipper and it helps you with a buying decision. Those are my thoughts. I do think it's the best clipper on the market right now. There's a link down below where you can get a discount. There's no commission to me on that. The discount's entirely yours. This is just purely for your information. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Hope you found it useful. I'll see you again in the next video.
That was probably one of the best reviews I have watched, because as he says, it's genuine, and that's the most important thing. Let me know if you would like to see more of these videos. I can review any product you like, and I can have any barber make a video. If that's something you would like to see, let me know in the comments now. Before we go, for the best offer possible, use code TOADLIQUOR for an insane discount. But remember, my code is limited, so be fast before it runs out. I just want to say thank you to everyone who has used my codes. I appreciate you all. Okay, everyone, that's it from me. Don't forget to check back on this week's episodes and leave a comment on your favorite parts this week. Okay, I'm out. Peace.
Oh, crying. I'm really just a dickhead. Don't act like you don't know me. This camp deserve a trophy. Baby, they know me straight. Do the most crying in history. Power potting go show up. This camera clippers blow up. It's bossy or crying. 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 Bossy or crying.